You got the job. Good pay, decent team, flexible hours. But the moment they said you'll need to come in 5 days a week, something in you quietly sank. Not laziness, something deeper than that. And you've never quite been able to explain it to people who just don't get it. For a huge portion of Gen Z, remote work isn't a perk, it's a psychological need. Not because they're antisocial or checked out, but because the traditional office environment creates a specific kind of invisible drain that their nervous systems genuinely struggle to recover from. Here's what the day actually looks like. You commute in. Before you've even started working, you've already managed eye contact, small talk, the energy of the room, your posture, your expression, and whether your lunch smells too strong. You haven't done a single task yet, but your mental battery is already running low. By 3 p.m., you're not tired from the work, you're tired from the performance. Psychologists call this self-monitoring. It's the constant internal process of watching yourself through other people's eyes, adjusting, editing, managing how you come across. High self-monitors burn significant cognitive energy just existing in social spaces. And Gen Z, raised in the most publicly observed childhood in human history, tend to self-monitor at unusually high levels. Here's the reframe. Preferring remote work isn't avoidance, it's energy conservation. When you remove the performance layer, your brain redirects that energy toward actual thinking, creating, and problem-solving. That's not weakness, that's efficiency. Here's what's happening neurologically. Your brain has a limited daily supply of cognitive resources. Psychologists call this ego depletion, the idea that decision-making, social regulation, and self-control all draw from the same mental tank. The office environment forces constant micro-decisions: how to respond to that tone, whether to speak up in the meeting, how to sit, what to say at lunch.
So, what are your thoughts on this proposal?
I think we need more data before deciding. Good point.
Each one is small, but together they drain the tank before noon. Think of it like running your phone with 15 apps open in the background. The screen looks fine, but the battery dies twice as fast. Remote work closes those background apps, and suddenly you have energy you didn't know you were missing. So, how do you work with this, not against it? First, protect your transition time. Start and end your remote workday with a short ritual, a walk, music, tea. This works because your brain needs a clear signal between work mode and rest mode. Without a commute, that boundary blurs and cognitive recovery never fully happens. Second, design your environment intentionally. A dedicated workspace, even a corner, signals your brain that this space means focus. Psychologists call this context-dependent memory. Your brain performs better when environment and task are consistently paired. Third, name your energy patterns honestly. Track when you do your best thinking. Protect those windows fiercely. Remote work gives you this control. Most people waste it by defaulting to other people's schedules anyway. Here's the model to carry. You are not a machine built for open offices and fluorescent lighting. You are a human being whose best thinking happens in conditions you actually control. Remote work for many in Gen Z isn't about working less, it's about finally working like themselves. The people who don't understand your preference for remote work aren't wrong about work ethic. They're just working from a different nervous system than yours. And that's okay. You don't need to justify needing the right conditions to do your best work. Neither does any other living thing.